I'm Mary West on the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950 K-High.
Our responsibility, what we're taking a look at, is trying to identify come up with a reasonable, again, the state is looking to us to come up with a reasonable process of identifying our need. In doing that, we've communicated with them and said if we do this pro rata portion determination, that will satisfy their basic requirement. One of the locations that was considered at one of the prior council meetings for purposes of overlay as well as for some of the zone designations. If you've been able to take a look at this, either whether you have one or if you can share with the neighbor, you'll see that we have on Sacramento Street, about where we are right now, we're in the middle of the light industrial zone. Further up, just past the building and the bus here, we get into the general industrial zone. And back on the opposite side of the bus, the vacant area plus where we have the veterinary, the car wash, and the 7-Eleven, that's our general commercial zone. That appears as red on the map. That was a challenge that we had as we were taking a look at these different areas. When you take a look at Auburn, it doesn't necessarily fit the mold that a number of other jurisdictions have. That they may have zones that are very well defined and sort of in a building block status because they built in an orderly fashion. Auburn's an older community, and so you see that you have industrial areas that go through residential areas. You have residential right next to industrial areas that you typically wouldn't find in other communities. And that was one of the challenges that we had as we were trying to take a look at where are some suitable locations. You have a number of competing and conflicting situations that makes it difficult, and that's one of the challenges that we're finding and that the council is having to deal with as they're looking at the issue. District. So uses that are commercial, uses that are light industrial can be allowed here. And quite frankly, if you see the character up and down, you can see a mixture of industrial and commercial uses. Again, targeted because it's on Nevada Street, which is a transit corridor. There are a variety of services that can be in the areas near Highway 49 and the services that we have on 49 with respect to groceries and whatnot. Those are, again, some of the services that are targeted. Again, you have a mix of different building types in the area that could serve the needs for these uses. Again, a potential for discussion by the city in the future. Questions that I can answer?
As the bus tour continued, Susie DeFawcett, the executive director of the Gathering Inn, a nomadic shelter that uses churches in the Auburn area, spotted a homeless gentleman at one of our stops right on Highway 49, right amongst the many businesses. Susie had no qualms about walking up to the man and inviting him to use the shelter's services.
So where are you living right now?
I gotta be here until I get out of here.
Okay. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna start, I hope, next Monday.
Okay, so if I came up here a week from today, you'd be gone?
No,
Probably still be here.
What do you say to the people that say, oh, we shouldn't provide services because that'll just bring people from out of the county into the county because we offer them free stuff, or in the city in this case?
Well, we're usually not dealing with people that are from out of the county, and wouldn't you rather have someone in getting services than on the street panhandling or eroding the quality of life some other way? This build it and then they will come idea, they're here. We have to build it to take care of them. Otherwise, how do you put them into housing?
Keith Nesbitt, Auburn City Councilman.
And do you think that you accomplished what you hoped for?
Exactly. I spoke to the people at the last stop, and this is exactly what I wanted. We've been looking at maps, and we've been having sort of a adversarial relationship almost with the public, who's you can't put it here, you can't put it there. You have to get out and feel some of these things. And what I really enjoyed tonight was the fact that the public interacted with each other. When you're at the council meeting and we have public comment, one person's speaking and everyone else is listening. I heard a lot of exchange of ideas. The public became engaged, and I think gained a better understanding of kind of the problems we're having in designating certain areas and maybe some of the constraints that we're dealing with, and understand why it's such a tough decision. I really appreciated the public coming out. It's a sacred part of the process, and it worked out well.
I'm Mary West on the Voice of the Foothills, AM 950 KHI.